Rapid reaction needed here. Odin Mahaley, Bryant McFadden with Tyler Jacobs. Wild card weekend is over with. The Cowboys beat the Lions 24-20. Tony Romo engineers a game-winning touchdown drive, hooking up with Terrence Williams for the second time. Then the Lions had plenty of time to try and answer with the touchdown. It was a wacky drive. Yeah. We thought they lost it when Matt Stafford fumbled and DeMarcus Lawrence picked it up. Then he fumbled. Detroit recovered. They marched down the field a little bit more, but on a fourth down play, DeMarcus Lawrence gets a little redemption, a strip sack to end it.
I mean, I feel like that's even better than him just getting the strip sack. Him redeeming himself is a bigger story. Sure. The fact that he had a fumble, recovered it, then fumbled again, and then redeemed himself. DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be the hottest thing in Dallas. He can go anywhere. Doesn't have to buy a drink. But I'm surprised that Calvin Johnson not only had a false start, but dropped the ball on a very important drive. He's the guy who's supposed to not do that. You expect that out of a rookie or out of a guy who's not getting paid what he's getting paid, or who has the stature and the status that Calvin Johnson does. Matthew Stafford played a great game. Coach Caldwell brought everything he had when teaching Peyton Manning, brought that to Matthew Stafford. He was poised in the pocket, was throwing the ball real well. They were moving the ball for the most part, just that they couldn't do it at the most important time.
Detroit offense scored 14 points in the first quarter. Kicked 2 field goals for the remainder of the football game. On the road, you have to do more than that. When you think about what they have offensively and the way how that defense performed through the course of 4 quarters, of course, they had a few letdowns here and there, but that was expected. You expected for Dallas to be able to get into their rhythm, especially at home. We didn't see DeMarco Murray having a huge impact, but Terrence Williams had a huge impact.
Yeah, he did.
Major superstars are made in the month of January and February football. And this guy came through on a big note because they emphasized making sure they was going to stop Dez Bryant, the X factor. He was a non-factor today, but Terrence Williams stepped up huge in the paint, and that was a huge plus for Dallas.
And everybody's talking about the triples. Everybody's talking DeMarco Murray, Tony Romo, and Dez Bryant. But you forgot about Jason Witten, old reliable.
Yeah, this was a great game throughout, always very close, especially in the second half. What kind of reaction, what kind of emotion, what kind of response do you think Tony Romo's comeback is going to elicit from all those social media armchair quarterbacks? Do you think they're going to be calling Romo, as you guys like to say, clutch, saying he is a better quarterback now than he was before?
Well, the casual fan or the casual Cowboy fan, they're just waiting. They're just waiting. And unfortunately, today he came through in a huge way. And that has been the difference between Tony Romo this season compared to any other season, because he's had consistent slip-up. And to this season right here, he's been answering the call like a superstar supposed to. And I think you have to rely a lot on the offensive line, DeMarco Murray, and everybody else playing on a high level, because that takes a lot of pressure off of Tony Romo.
The offensive line has been talked about what they've done for DeMarco Murray in that run game, but in the pass game as well. You don't see Tony Romo getting sacked how Matthew Stafford was sacked. Those strip sacks can change a game, like we saw Lawrence do twice. So because the offensive line was great at protecting Romo, he was able to do what he does, which is win games at the last second.
B-Mac, what about the controversial flags that were either picked up or thrown? A lot of people saying in favor of the Dallas Cowboys. We're seeing it on social media. Jerry Jones's checks must have cleared.
It was a lot of questionable calls. I'm not one that is in favor of these illegal contact penalties. I really despise and hate them. But the flag against Brandon Pettigrew, I think it was.
Yeah.
And clearly, the linebacker did not look for the ball. And we consider that to be face guarding. That is a natural call. That is the rule book of the NFL. If you're never looking back for the ball,
they pick that bad boy up.
And that's a judgmental call.
Interesting.
All right, guys.